Welcome back to the Bazaar. We're in a new meta. The entire old meta has been taken out back behind the shed. Pygmalion's early game builds that directly convert into day 10 win conditions are gone. Armadillo is gone. I don't know what the meta is yet, but I suspect Vanessa is going to reign supreme. Let's get into it and find out. It's also worth noting that I'm probably the worst at Vanessa by far of the 3 characters. No medium items, huh? And it's not exactly like any of these are particularly good items either. I'm gonna take Seashell because it's better in a poison build, and I think Pufferfish is an insane early game now. All right, we have a plan. Let's see how it goes. Pufferfish is not a medium item. 2 gold, 1 experience is really good, but I desperately need to find a poison item. Hopefully we can find it later because this experience is too much to pass up on. Shit. Unfortunately, I will die to Viper. That was the big reason to go to that shop, is to find something that kills Viper, because now I have to settle for instead finding Banana Ball. Of the 2 fights that are left, since Viper just kills me and I can't beat it, Banana Ball gives me something that will be useful. Either duct tape or bananas to put on my board, or medkit to maybe boost something up with later. And the Pyro is going to give me a burn item that I have no synergy with, so that's right out. Anyway, I'll be back with you when the Sandstorm puts an end to this fight, because God knows neither of us are doing it. Thankfully, the Sandstorm put an end to our nonsense, and medkit is probably the worst hit. Get a poison item, you say? Oh, I was going to go to Sterling until I read that, but that seems pretty important to me. 7 poison every 8 seconds is pretty weak, but it's better than nothing, which is where we were at previously. This one specifically aquatic items, and these are... With no weapon upgrades being available from level ups, the rifle is probably not getting upgraded. The rifle scales with level really, really well, but at bronze, it's not winning this fight I'm coming up on. The question is, do I randomly buy a cannonball? There aren't really any poison things the cannonball reloads. I'm basically doing it for specifically pop snappers, which still wouldn't even be that good. I'm gonna roll without buying anything. Huh. Well, I'm gonna take the opening cove, I think. With Crow's Nest and Bronze Throwing Knives, I do feel like there's a different destiny available to me, but I'm gonna take the economy of cove.
That doesn't work out for you. Come back for
Do I take Throwing Knives just because it's 1 gold to deal an additional 45 damage in my next fight? Counterpoint to that would be that you could just put cove on board, which is fucking terrible, so that's not. A little bit weak. I'm gonna spend 1 gold to be up 45 damage on my first day's fight. It's not very much, but it might be the difference if we're both very weak. And I am definitely weak. I'm not terrible, but I'm weak.
You should know, I'm a bit of a
They're also poison. Oh, they missed their poison as the poison build. We won. We've got this. The throwing knives will be inconsequential. I basically just deal with their damage using the seashell. They get through a little bit, but not much, and then I stack up crazy poison. So sure, they have a second life bar and I don't, but this poison damage is gonna be out of control by the end of this. What am I looking for to make my build come together? Am I really just like pufferfish and a bunch of small aquatic items and that's my plan? I want to find port. That's the big thing. My thought is that since pufferfish is probably the strongest thing I can do early on any character right now, pufferfish and trying to go diamond 10 wins on it is not unreasonable, and planning to transition from pufferfish to port is probably the best thing that can happen. The cards can give me a different route. I can be forced into doing something else, but in terms of what I'm hoping to do, I think that's where the meta puts us. I could be very, very wrong. Get a friend could be a pufferfish. A weapon is not really what I'm looking to build off of. Weapon scaling doesn't matter, and aquatic item cooldowns is just not as good as a pufferfish. A catfish is also quite good. Which of you is faster? The catfish is currently every 6 seconds, the jellyfish is every 8 seconds, but when I use aquatic items it gains haste, and I have enough aquatic items that it is equal to the catfish currently. Vanessa gets a small item at the jungle, I think, which is probably less money than spare change, but could be impactful to my build. Are there any ammo items? Let me check how bazaar.gg that affect my build. Coming to Vanessa, bronze, silver items with ammo. We have Ebola's cannon, cannonball, double barrel, flagship, grape shot, grenade, harpoon's pretty good. Javelin, a musket, nesting doll, pop snappers, ports. Oh, port counts as an ammo item. It doesn't need to have ammo itself. Yeah, okay, we probably go here for port then, huh? Unless I'm completely broke. Port and harpoon gun are both pretty big hits. The rest of this is irrelevant, but those hits are so massive. I can't afford a port. Well, I could sell this. Yeah, I can't afford a port, can I? Without selling stuff I really won't. I can sell the 3 of these. Right now, if the port was on the front page, I'd have to sell 2 items, and I have 2 items I don't really care about. I think the possibility of Harpoon Gun or Port is worth looking at his first page rather than taking 3 gold, but I'm probably wrong about that. And the new question is, do I just buy a random weapon because it improves my board temporarily? This medkit does nothing, so I can take it off. And just putting on grenade plus bolas or grenade plus revolver does going to deal more damage, meaningfully more damage. I am going to take the revolver and the grenade since they are break even with the port. Small tool, chocolate bar, small items. I'm pretty poor. I'm just going to take the small tool rather than go to a shop I likely can't afford anything in. That's pretty impactful, actually. The revolver is definitely the weakest of these. What has unlimited ammo, though? That's the thing. And I'm a slow poison scaling deck to begin with, so I think we're better off like that. Do we beat a rogue scrapper? We have 300 health. He kills me pretty damn fast. I have the grenade every 4 seconds. I have decent poison, but it's so slow. I think rogue scrapper just kills me. I'm going to fight Tent City Mirror. And unlike our first fight, there's actually damage being dealt in this one. Like, not a lot of it. It's fairly unimpressive damage. But I actually do something this time, which is a nice improvement over where we were on the first round. I really need to find Waterwheel, Astrolabe, or Port. Those are the things that well, Pufferfish, obviously. Waterwheel and Astrolabe aren't very useful if I don't find the Pufferfish. Generally, aquatic items improve my defenses and also improve the haste on the jellyfish, so they improve my offenses. That's really not what I'm looking for. This is easily his worst drop if I'm not planning on going to weapons. And I think I'm very much not planning on that. 2 gold and 1 experience is incredibly good. It gets me board space that I otherwise won't have in my player fight. I want to go to a non-weapon item shop, but I'm taking this experience. And we're going to go to medium items, hoping for exactly pufferfish, I guess. Harpoon gun. This catfish is doing very little. It is hasting this. It's giving me more shield. The issue is, like, what do I cut? What's the worst thing to get Harpoon Gun on my board? Is Harpoon Gun even worth putting on the board right now, or should I just buy it and keep it in my stash? I'm a fan of buy it, keep it in the stash. I'm just gonna have one. I think right now, oh right, I'm getting board space. I made the decision that gets me board space. I'm very dumb sometimes. An ammo item could be anything, even a ports. Damage scaling is not how we have items right now. Like, even if damage scaling is good for a final build, the items we currently have don't really benefit much from it. So we're gonna hope to God this is ports. Double barrel bronze, huh?
I used to offer a free ride home.
It's not really it.
People thought it was weird.
It's 30 damage every 3 seconds, which is about on par with the powder flask, really. It'll deal a little bit more up front. Wait, no, it won't. It's 30 damage every 3 seconds, 40 every 4. They're both 10 DPS. It's just worse. And there's no room for it. All right, we're weak, but maybe our opponent is weaker. Or maybe they have one critically important small item when the Harpoon Gun carries. Maybe I should have taken the double barrel over it, but 60 damage is such a small amount. I would actually say that whatever the Harpoon Gun hits, other than the empty grenade, it was worth it. I would also say I'm probably dead. I don't know. This thing is healing for 60 at this point. Well, shielding for 60, which is a ton against his relatively weak build. And we did get his rock, which I think was almost his only source of crit. I have crits? Oh, right, revolver. Yeah, we get him.
Next time, boys. Less blood.
Why does this have ammo? Oh, that's the visual glitch when the match ends and ammo refills. All right. I was very confused.
No ball.
All right, we have scrapped together the first 2 days. There have not been any pigs just running me over with nonsense. No armadillos. It's been wonderful. Chocolate bars is pretty good with the Cove, isn't it? And I'm still pretty poor. Small and medium items doesn't have things that win the run, although it could have pufferfish, but I have no real ability to haste a pufferfish presently. So I'm gonna toss this. I have no healing, so the medkit's not getting tossed. And I'm gonna go get some chocolate bars so that I can cash this in for a port later. I could eat at Finn's to get, what is it, 20 health and 5 regen? Right now, I don't know that I beat anything for day 3 boss fights, right? I don't think I beat Aetherite because its shield is... the grenade actually does a lot against the shield, and I deal a decent chunk of poison damage. Aetherite has some random scrap items, so my harpoon's probably wasted. I don't think Finn's Big Bite's going to change that, though. I don't think I can beat the hard day 3 fights currently. Well, that's interesting. That's very interesting. It's not the haste item I want to be playing with in the long run. 8 gold's a lot to ask of me. But without this, I have no way to trigger a pufferfish. Not really. Just getting 4 haste on the jellyfish pretty regularly, that's enough to trigger puffer, to be honest. There's a ton of medium items, I probably don't see it on a roll. The question is just, is this better than this pile on the right? Let's toss these chocolate bars because they're just filling up my inventory and confusing me. I've got 9 gold in this. I can buy roll for puffer, and if I hit puffer, my build's insane. I think my build's better with that, and I want to roll for the puffer. Disguise is not it. Barrel can be really strong shielding later on. When you use a non-weapon shield for 10, it doesn't scale off anything right now is the problem. So even though I have a lot of non-weapons and I could use barrel in my upcoming fight, provided I sold the cove, which I don't want to do, I don't think it's going to be good enough now, and I don't think I can grab it for later because I'd have to break the cove, and that's not worth it. Is my strongest board this like I thought it was? Well, the grenade's going to run out, so the revolver's probably better. The harpoon gun's so irrelevant that I am probably better off with the grenade still. It also increases the chance that I actually haste an aquatic item that is useful instead of an empty harpoon gun. Scout Trooper is just not happening. Is that true? I have 60 shield, and I can make it more than that, and I can kill his small items. This is why I hate Scout Trooper so much, and the biggest thing for me with getting better at the game is establishing what can and cannot beat Scout Trooper. Because I'm relatively inexperienced as Vanessa, I don't know if this can. He has a lot of small items, but some of them are irrelevant, and some of them have ammo that runs out pretty quickly, so hitting those I probably just lose. It's 8 seconds, it's a bronze harpoon, it takes a long time to go off. I don't have that much armor. I really don't think I beat him. I'm gonna go fight Rogue Scrapper. Rogue Scrapper has enough small items that I think the harpoon gun is worth, and I probably just win because of shield and health and damage. Anyway, my last 2 items really don't impact it in the first place. Because I was thinking like, oh, this is the only good hit, the Gear is gonna be out, the stuff on the side is irrelevant. But the reality is the harpoon gun could never go off and I would still win this fight. It's really just here for, 1, the small chance of helping with this, but also to scale this up and this up. Well, I guess scaling this up is more like giving it 1 second of charge and scaling up the catfish, not so much the jellyfish itself. With how much shield I've generated, I wonder if I was wrong. I wonder if I could have taken Scout Trooper. I might have been underestimating how much shield this seashell is. 5 seconds is a wild how fast Scout Trooper hits you. I've destroyed all his small items by Sandstorm, but like usually if you lose a Scout Trooper, you're not losing at Sandstorm. My defense is just a little bit too shit for me to be confident in it. Well, I guess that helps a little bit. Get a friend, pufferfish's friend. Items are ports and pufferfish. I am, however, relatively broke. A part of me is like, for economy reasons, you click on the friend, you're gonna click on JJ, not see anything you need, roll and be bankrupt. And I believe that argument. Huh. Well, it's better than some friends. Get an item, sells crit skills, small items. There are a lot of small items that can go on this board to improve it.
First step toward good taste.
I don't know that ambergris is one of them. If I roll, I have a ton of things I can sell, and a couple that I should probably sell now. Jellyfish is more important in general to afford, so I'm gonna include that. Or rather, I'm gonna buff that with the spider. We have a lot of gold counting the dock. We have a lot of gold counting the cove, so I am gonna pick this up, assuming it'll make money before I have to sell it. Upgraded frag grenade, huh? I don't think so, man. I am gonna take and sell the chum at net 0 change. I can get more aquatic stuff on my board to haste this guy more, but I honestly think unlimited harpoon gun, even though it's only bronze, is a better bet for me. And if I'm doing that, I'm basically fully committed to just never going damage. Buying this frag grenade feels like it opens me up to more possibilities in the future. But I think they're bad possibilities, man. I don't want to do it. Your poison items gain 1 poison is definitely solid, and I'll be taking that over the alternatives. And with our increased board size that I'd completely forgotten was going to happen, do we want more haste items to get more haste on the jellyfish? Almost certainly. Chum's pretty terrible. I think I'd rather ambergris, but chum does make the piranha better. It's just nothing else. That gives crit chance on the seashell. Fine, eat your heart out, piranha, you get to stay. Not for long, I imagine. Okay. It's a pile of garbage, but it's my pile of garbage. Let's see if it's better than his.
My fight isn't with you, but if you insist, you should know I'm a bit of a legend on.
All right, weapon skills. Crow's Nest and a singular dagger. I think he just fails to kill me unless he gets really, really lucky with the crits. Like, I think if he crit all 4, I died, but anything else, I win. No, it looks like even if he had crit every one of them, I'd have been fine. He's not quite at a build yet. He's very much trying to get wins on day 4. Whereas I'm very much playing the tempo game and doing everything I can for power. Not that I'm very powerful, but I am still doing the best I can to be strong early.
Put it toward nobler use.
Hopefully this cove can save me in the late game and I can find a shop that lets me transition out of this, but we're going into day 4. This is the last day where it's going to be easy to target a port. I don't have any star chart items to work at the docks. Medium items is pufferfish. Income's great. I don't think I can afford to click on income. I think I need to go to this medium item shop and roll for puffer. I think it's too important. Same with Astrolabe. Honestly, even that upgrade's pretty important. I'm gonna take it.
Just toss that on my back.
And I'm willing to sell things and break the cove if I have to if I find puffer on the next page. Life Preserver. It's good, but at bronze, I'm not super interested in it. Nor do I really have room for, it's better than this shit, but I don't think that's going on my board. Not at the cost of breaking things to buy it. Medium and large items for sure. Get me the cove, or sorry, get me the port, even if it means I had to break the cove. Goodbye, weapons. We are attempting to find something genuinely useful. Maybe? It's just a crow's nest. Who even cares? Wanted poster's alright. Wanted poster is not what I'm here for. I can't spend 8 gold on that when it requires me to break my cove and never have a chance at buying a port, miss pufferfish cells. Hydra Dude just kills me with relative ease, I think. I'm pretty sure we just bully Retiree relentlessly. Like, we have enough shield that he doesn't kill us anytime soon. I'm gonna harpoon gun most of his smaller items. Yeah, I just killed the succulents before the Sandstorm gets here. But that doesn't really matter. The main thing is I'll just deal enough poison to kill him, I think. Because there should be nearly permanent haste on this jellyfish, I think. And he's not going to cleanse the poison very effectively at all. Thankfully, we hit one of the succulents. I was worried we'd get worst case RNG and grab both scraps before either succulent. And it's looking pretty comfortably like he just doesn't have any scaling. With both succulents gone, I'm pretty sure we win Sandstorm now. It is a relatively scary golf club, but like, he's got 50 poison, man. This is over. It's definitely more fun playing a character I'm less well-versed in. Because with Pig, I just like look at the fight and just instantly know what happens. Whereas with this, I actually cannot instantly assess how Vanessa fights are going yet. Small items for sure. There's no small tool that's going to improve my board.
Never debase my wares by haggling.
I don't have much money. Do I have the money to roll? Not at this shop, actually. Maybe I should have taken the tool, because there's no small item that would fix my build. I actually think I made a mistake there, because I needed to save money for this store. The fishing rod can also help find me small aquatic items to put on my board. Fine. I'm going to sell everything. Except for the ambergris in the cove, because if my math is correct. Oh, this is not silver. I thought it was. I'm going to take both of these. I'm not going to roll. The chum is pretty terrible. I'd rather have the piranha. The piranha is useless on its own. I'd rather have the chum. Move this over. Actually, I haven't been organizing my stash at all. I'm just not used to playing Vanessa, I suppose. And is there any way the turtle shell is what I need? I can't see myself playing any sort of tank Vanessa. I'm going to be on my way. I don't think that's sufficient defenses for a late game build. And with a bunch of options that aren't poison 1 and then friend loot, that's really my only decision. Friend loot could be, well, if nothing else, it's 4 gold, but it's actually 8 gold. I'm so tight on money that I am actually going to take friend loot over the poison here. Because I think the additional gold I get is very valuable. Unfortunately, that's about all I'm getting. 9 gold. Very minor change to the seashell's defenses, but 9 gold is a massive influx for how broke we are.
We're out to
Alright, Dooley. I assume you're playing a shield build and dead, since like Clockwork and Armadillo both don't exist. Oh no, he's playing double core beatdown with the new pulse rifle. Let's see how it goes. It might be a lot worse than otherwise, because I will be killing some of his small items. And I got lucky with hitting the Uzi first. It looks like I'm about to die, although the crit on this seashell was pretty meaningful. It might be too little too late. New pulse rifle is very scary, and it scales up the combat core very, very quickly with the core. I'm still alive, but I don't think I'm gonna get to actually do anything else. Yeah, I'm gone. Pretty scary double core beatdown deck.
Defeat does not defeat me.
Although to some degree, it's just my deck being moderately weak. This chum bucket's terrible, no pufferfish. What can we do here? Small items isn't great. I think I'm working at the docks, but what am I working for? It's not a weapon or a shield, so logically we hope for a tool that can change this, but it probably won't help. Gold tier items. As much as I'd like 2 gold and 1 experience, I think we need to find a shop that gives us a build, because we're currently dead in the water. Bayonet's not it. Arbalest is an amount of damage, but not very much of it. I can replace Harpoon Gun. This is going to haste 2 things every 4 seconds. This will get hasted by the beach ball, this, and this. The Arbalest would hit moderately hard right now. I might be able to win on day 5 or 6 just off of an Arbalest. Conversely, I don't know how I win later than that if I play this Arbalest build. It's day 5, which is a pretty easy fight for 3 experience on day 5 every time. You either get Gorgon or Mod Squad. I think if I buy the Arbalest, I can push it to Diamond today. I don't like what I'm saying right now, but I think we might be able to do Arbalest here. We can push it to Diamond on this day, which will give us a lot of damage and a lot of time. So what did we get? We got a Loose Array, definitely better than Chum Bucket. And I think I'm going to plan to use my level 6 upgrade on the Arbalest. I'm still going to toss this battery and roll, even though it's potentially very bad, like it's often wasteful, but it can be like build saving where I break the cove and I get something worthwhile. Unfortunately, he just had garbage on the second page, and like I said, Gorgon Noble's an easy fight here, so we will be leveling up. I don't think there's anything with build arrangement where I need to think any further. Let's get him. Let's see how much damage the gold Arbalest does. It's got plus 50 damage per haste. Let's see how much haste we can really get going here before it goes off. My thought was it's going to be at like 400 immediately. Its first hit went out for 650 at 8 seconds. On Diamond, I might be one-shotting a player for day 5 as soon as 8 seconds gets here, which isn't exactly a poison build, but it's certainly something. It's just when you haste? Okay. This isn't what I intended to do. I did not think Arbalest Vanessa is where we're going on day 1 of the new patch. But it's where we've ended up. Small friend, silver tier, medium skills. Sorry, medium items. There's no small friend that's really going to meaningfully improve my board. Like, upgrading these guys, they're mostly functional cards where their numbers don't get much better when you level them up. I think medium items is where we're at. Pufferfish, Astrolabe, figure it out. Do I want a shovel? My stash is getting pretty crowded these days. I don't see shovel going well. I don't need to sell this yet. I'm gonna have to sell it to buy anything, so I'll just toss it now. And as much as it pains me to pass on a shovel, I need that money for other things, and I don't have room for it. Is it gonna be better to get a small silver item than a small bronze item? I don't think there's like a filter there that I care about. Let's check. So the only item this adds to the list is seaweed, which I don't actually mind at all. So I will spend 4 gold for the higher tier aquatic items on everything else.
The quicker the fight.
And let's see what we have left. Upgrade your leftmost item. What is a diamond Arbalest looking like? That's what I thought it would be.
Will inspire the crew.
When you haste. So we want as much haste as possible with this ammo horn staying on the board. If this were Astrolabe, it'd be to the racist, but it's not, so I don't think there's any weapons that have meaningful haste interactions. Right now, everything that's aquatic is good because it's going to haste the jellyfish, and then this is double duty, but the rest of this, I think we might be going cove again. The silver harpoon gun is good. I don't want to toss that, which makes chocolate bars worse. That's the issue. I think I'm going to toss my ambergris now and take chocolate bars, because I'm probably going to have to use that relatively soon anyway. There's just nothing at the weapon shop. I can't imagine finding something that improves my board there. So, a small non-weapon item for free. What could that be that actually matters? Yeah, that's really the issue. So I'm going to go here to scale the dock instead for likely more gold. All right, let's see if it's another double core beatdown or if it's something I can actually win against. Honestly, I might beat double core beatdown now because I think I deal about 1,200 damage at the 8-second mark. He's looking like burn. Pulse rifle next to first aid in, rocket launcher on the end that he's trying to charge as quickly as possible. That's pretty scary. I'm gonna need to kill him pretty much the moment that goes off because oh, he's got freeze and that's really just absolutely destroyed me. Does the poison get him before I die? No. The disruption from the freeze on Frostfire really got me. Same with the beta ray. It caused me to not quite scale up the Arbalest enough.
Another round.
Man, I really need to stop hitting Ayla. This is rough. What did we find? You're not going on the board, buddy. I'm gonna go to Aerodrome. I can afford to roll a couple of times. Artisan Dunes is not it. Pole, please. Port me, come on. Trebuchet and eels will never be at flagship. If you have another tool, ammo, property, or friend, this has +1 multicast for each. Whenever I use an aquatic item, it hastes the jellyfish. The flagship will be an aquatic item that has, I have an ammo item, I have a tool item, I have a friend item. It has 4 casts then. Which means it's better for my Arbalest plan than anything else currently on my board. We probably lose everything but jellyfish, I guess. Just all this stuff on the left has to go if that's what we're doing. Narwhal's out, and I have to commit to this if I want to do it. The only way I'm affording this is by breaking the cove or selling the stuff on the left. The stuff on the left isn't winning fights. We're a beatdown deck, and we don't have enough beatdown as we just saw. Goodbye, Illusory, Catfish, and Clamra can stay for later.
Your coins are like dust in my palm.
To roll requires me to break something I value. I think we're good. I think the beach ball is a lot better now because it's targeting actually much stronger items. I don't think I need to roll, but port would be absolutely game winning, or at least game altering. It would be the reason I can continue. If it's port, I don't want to sell the harpoon. And if it's port, Clamra doesn't make my final board. This could just be economic sabotage, but I'm going to break this looking for a port. Not to transition to now, but to have for later. Well, we got the cove back. We got Waterwheel, actually. Well, this is a very complicated decision point that I'm not clear on the correct one. Waterwheel is going to have multiple haste hitting it from my aquatic items. Then it's going to haste all of my other aquatic items. It's a shame I just sold the Clamra. That would be very good in this circumstance. Submarine build is not happening. Silver Submarine on day 6 with nothing to combo it is not it. We're almost certainly buying the cove back. The question is just whether or not we can get the Waterwheel. This is worth 6 haste triggers at least before the Arbalest goes off, which means it's literally dealing more damage currently than the flagship is. It's also a property. Hold up. If I do this, let me just pick this up. Oh, I don't have the tool anymore. It would haste the hell out of the flagship though, and in turn get hasted like hell by the flagship. I'm buying the Waterwheel. This could be a mistake. There's something here. We're puzzling it out. Okay, so now the plan is the flagship and the Waterwheel generate an absolutely massive amount of haste, which is also going to be putting haste on the jellyfish and scaling up the Arbalest. We have something. We have cooked. Have we cooked a good meal or a disaster? That remains to be seen. I'm completely broke. I need to scale this up again. We are post Beast Ball. That's never going back on our board. I'm going to take a small shield item rather than going to Kina. I can also get chocolate bars for the cove, but it's probably less gold than this as long as it's not bronzed here. That's not going on my board, but I appreciate the gold. Do I kill a Lich? I will not live for 16 seconds. The first Arbalest shot does have to kill it. The Lich has 2,500 health. I don't think this is going to trigger 24 haste effects before the Lich gets here. Yeah, I don't even know what I'm thinking about. We obviously cannot kill a Lich. We're so vulnerable to freeze. We're so slow as well. Let's see how this does against Foreman though. Do we scale up anywhere near the amount that I think we do as things start going off? The first shot is not particularly effective, but you know, the second one did hit for 1,700, and it doesn't take quite as long to go off as you might think because it's getting hasted by Waterwheel.
Was that even a battle?
I feel like this is terrible.
Skirmish.
Gonna be honest, I feel like we're still looking for something, and the something might be pufferfish, and it might be a lot of things, but it's none of those. Going to roll because there's no way piranhas are gonna find inventory space here. None of that's it. We have vehicle cooldowns, that actually does matter a little bit. Aquatic item cooldowns, which is probably just better. Poison items gain 1 poison, which is actually a relatively small part of my game plan right now, or just 2 experience. My gut says that 2 experience is actually crazy because there's so much less experience available in the game right now. And that poison item scaling or cooldowns, like I'm not even convinced any of this makes it to a final board if I win. So I'm gonna take 2x spam. And we're gonna go beg Paul to sell us the port again. Upgrading this doesn't really matter. It makes it better, but like not at generating income, which is the whole reason we care about it. The gold submarine's more appealing, sure, but I have a fully enabled flagship and reason to care about it, so I won't be taking it. That's not a port. Oh, that's awful. I didn't want this. Wow, it deals 25 more damage. That changes everything. I can't see how I come up with 16 gold. If I sold everything, 13, 15, I could sell my entire stash to get a better ship, or continue with my plan of probably abandoning the ship someday. I'm gonna do the latter.
It will be there long after you are gone.
Looks like dualies are rising up at the minute. Let's see if we can finally beat one.
I may be young for a captain, but I've seen my share of storms.
He's looking like burn. He's definitely burn. It's not the craziest burn build I've seen, but the lighter is pretty mad. I think we should kill him pretty easily before he kills us. His burn scaling doesn't look very good, and the second Arbalest shot should easily have time to go off and just destroy this man. It's not exactly easily time to go off, but we got him. I sort of underestimated the amount of poison coming out of this monitor lizard rather substantially, huh?
You fall like a boulder.
Guess I just didn't realize how many friends he had for friend core. Get a small tool, work at the docks with no item to scale it. What did I get, by the way? Coral, that's not my camera coming back to me. Work at the docks sucks, but find items in the bazaar likely causes me to spend around 6 gold and then leave without getting anything. Still, I need to find something.
Where shall we start?
Those are certainly not it. No, just no. All right, this is the last roll I can really afford. When you slow, poison 2. I don't see that happening. Unfortunate. And I really can't afford to roll again. 175 health or items in general. I really want the health, man. Being more durable is so important when I will probably need to live long enough for Arbalest to go off a second time. Treasure Turtle gives me more rewards in general. I'm trying to push experience super hard. Joyful Jack is a 1 in 10 and a crazy anti-freeze skill. I'm gonna go with Treasure Turtle. I think that the guaranteed value of the experience actually does matter to me more, and I don't even know how common freeze will be in this metagame. I'm thinking with all the dualies I'm seeing, it'll be alarmingly common, but all the same, I think it's so hard to find Pierre Conditioner at Diamond. It's mostly on skill RNG. They will find someone to freeze. I don't know. I do know that the second shot the Arbalest gets is really a lot of damage for this point in the game, so he should be winning on day 7, I think.
Walk it.
But outside of that, I do not feel like we're doing much of value. It is technically wrong for me to not buff the seashell. It could be coming back on my board. Don't think golden turtle shell is gonna make it though. 5% cooldown on the vehicle is not terrible. That's not it. Get an aquatic item. I think port's just a property, it's not aquatic. But I have several big gold aquatic items that would be insane if I rolled those. And I really just want the gold. I'm actually starting to do well on money. I'm at 24 with the ability to sell the turtle shell. The turtle shell is not gonna be good enough on its own, so it is gonna get sold. An aquatic item could be pufferfish, man. That's the real reason I'm clicking on it. Unsurprisingly, it was not. Medium items, vehicles. The vehicles is just irrelevant. I'm not doing submarines. Maybe I should have gone submarines, but I'm trying to make this stupid Arbalest work.
Sale, no sale. I want what's
Do I want gold small aquatic items? Looks like that just adds pearl to the list of things I can get. It's also technically income, 2 more gold at the start of every day. I'm going to take it. I don't think it's making it worse, and I think the income will be valued if I live long enough to care. And none of that's helping me with anything. Non-weapon items or get a poison item. I feel like there's a lot of bad poison items. I've just learned there are only 5 poison items. The issue there is, if I get pufferfish, my board doesn't really adjust to pufferfish well at this point. I don't have that much haste. Oh, am I actually so all in on this that I can't put pufferfish in? No, I can put pufferfish in over the boat with the seashell. We have enough aquatic. We put in the harpoon over the arbalest. Pufferfish is a big deal. I have the gold to spend at this store. So it's between a 1 in 5 on pufferfish or rolling at this store for pufferfish or port. Like pretty much just those are my outs at this point. So it's basically just, do I think I need to be searching specifically for port and other outs to make my build better? Because this board feels locked. It feels terrible, but locked, and I need to transition to something quick. I'm going Kina because port is also just a better option than pufferfish. At least it feels like that to me. None of that was relevant. And hey, pufferfish. and weather glass. So I think my board would look something like this, and I would toss the Arbalest if I went pufferfish. If I did that, the jellyfish would haste the water wheel. So 1 haste every 7.8, every 4.9, every 7. This would haste everything every 6. That doesn't feel like it's a ton of haste generation, man. The water wheel, I've done this before. I've done water wheel pufferfish, and every time I feel like the water wheel and this take up too much room, and I don't have enough aquatics, and I lose. So I think I'd actually do this for more poison ticks, more haste ticks, and I'd have to toss the Arbalest. And I really do not believe in this Arbalest very much. It's better for a day. Can I keep it on my board in any way? Like, what do I have to sell to keep this Arbalest for today? I have no burn, slow, or freeze, so the weather glass is just a trap. I can't enable that. I'm taking the pufferfish. I can sell the flagship first and hold the Arbalest for today. And that's what I'm going to do. So I buy the pufferfish, and now I have a little bit of poison with the pufferfish. I'm scaling the Arbalest less, but this should still be enough to kill somebody on the second shot, I think. We'll see if I'm wrong or not in a second. Let's go. I am very jank and not particularly strong, but I do think Diamond Arbalest can just murder a man on day 7.
Underestimate me. It makes this
He's poison or burn, it's hard to tell. He is a pufferfish build with no skills, and I think that means I just live long enough that he is going to die to the Arbalest. Oh. I'm not sure what I'm in the process of coming down with, but about halfway through this recording, my brain just went to mush. And as I edit this, I am exhausted. And holy shit, is there clear historical evidence of that? Because you might be thinking, what on earth are you talking about? No skills, pufferfish deals 1. Can you see all of his skills? Is pufferfish dealing 11? Yeah, at the time I thought that said 1, and I said he had no skills because I didn't bother looking because it was self-evident that if his pufferfish only has 1 skill, then it must not have any skills supporting it. Small and large items, chocolate bars, non-weapon items. At the end of this day, we're gonna look like this for sure. The Arbalest is never surviving the day. We dug up gold catfish. Actually, I think the harpoon gun is a trap currently. I want to hold on to this stuff so I can use it potentially later, unlike the Arbalest, but I think the harpoon gun is a trap. So we need a small aquatic item just to put on our board. And we'll go look for one.
The Grand Society of Master Merchants welcomes you.
I thought you sold small and large items, Midsworth. What is this? Well, I'm not exactly looking for pet rock. It's not even an aquatic item. It has no value to me of any description. It hastes your other items. It gives the seashell a bit of crit chance. It's only 2 gold. It does improve my output, however, marginally. I don't see weapons as being useful, so it's a shame that every single one of these is weapons. I'll take the free one, I suppose. Yeah, the Arbalest is out. It's never coming back. That's how we make room. Ice Pit comes in. And do we beat a Robo Bouncer? I mean, I have to think we beat Robo Bouncer. He's just not that tough. Like, it's hard for me to envision exactly how much poison this is, but it should be a good chunk, right? So the first volley is only about 70. And as it goes off the second time, we get to 140, 150. That crit looks like I'm very dead. That's bad news. We are not beating anyone. The crit's a little bit unfortunate because I would have lived. What was that crit chance? Oh, I'll take the 2 XP, but I'm no longer pushing ahead on levels, having missed my 2 XP from the fight.
The Bazaar.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Without Astrolabe, the water wheel's just too damn big. And none of this is improving. Haste, slow, and cooldown items versus gold tier items. Or just 225 health to try to stall out like I was talking about. Take health rewards, take experience, make myself durable enough for poison to do its job and let me win in the late game. I think I still go haste, slow, and cooldown items because it's very hard not to beat this rock, and this can get me Clamra or Elucera. So I should be able to move all this around and get the 3x Elucera. So that's nice, at least. I don't really care about Tropical Island, unfortunately, just because I'm out of bag space and I care about economy space more. But I will check the next page. Hey, you finally showed up. It's a bit late to put you in for docks, though. And I would have literally no inventory space left if I bought it, huh? I think we're past a world where we get to use port. I think we're past a world where that harpoon gun ever comes in. And I think Pig does just kill us here, but he's doing terribly, so we'll see if I'm able to salvage this.
I should warn you.
Is this last? No, I have 11 prestige. I was told Crook was out! What do you mean I'm fighting an outdated ghost with a crazy build? This isn't fair at all. I specifically started playing this game because I thought we had gotten rid of this.
I bet I'll see you again.
I thought it wouldn't be a super aggro powerful mid-game Pig because I thought we removed them. Apparently, this is recorded like an hour and a half after the patch went live. Not all the old ghosts are out of the system yet. I mean, weapons are just useless to me, so I'm gonna take health. We're gonna see if it's still permanent. It probably is. They didn't mention having any meaningful patch changes.
Hello, little sentient.
Oh no. Does this critical mass us? Do we get so much haste that it's good now? What did we get at the start of the day? A second seashell. Well, it's better than this garbage ambergris, I feel. I have to believe it matters. I'm gonna take it. I have my doubts, but I'm also taking this port, which requires me to make room, and we will never need this ammo horn, actually. So I'm gonna toss it and buy the ports.
This money.
And there's nothing left to roll for. Okay, I do have to sell something by the end of the day. It's going to be the Cove. I literally can't pick anything up, so I'm gonna have to sell the Cove next anyway, but it's fine. Surely we beat a weapons platform. I mean, the Waterwheel's diamonds. Without having the camera for the initial haste though, the Waterwheel is substantially hampered. I essentially go off 3 seconds late, which is pretty damn terrible. Oh, the random freeze was on Waterwheel. Well, at least it has permanent haste now, so it's not the biggest deal. I will say, it seems like our new board is substantially better at applying poison. And we have a lot more health than we did last time. But I still don't feel particularly confident. At least we easily beat weapons platform. We're not losing to Robo Bouncer again today.
It's over already.
Well, it's been a good run, Cove, but if Port goes on board, I'm gonna need that harpoon gun. And if Port doesn't go on board, then I probably don't need money for a transition and gold's irrelevant. So I'm taking the laser pistol. 2 loot items, friend items, ammo, weapon damage, increase ammo, burn. Do I take loot items? I don't need this pistol. I think I take loot items, even though I'm only getting 3. Regen, shield, and gold. Get them out of here. Items, skills, gold tier items. I mean, at this point, for the port to be valuable to me, it basically has to get very specifically freeze potion to allow a transition soon. Goldie can't upgrade my port because it's at silver, so he won't sell me a gold win. So I think get a skill is the way to go. And stay 9, skills are getting good. When you freeze reload an item is very cool, but not relevant to me at all. In fact, man, conflagration's so good. But I don't have burn items. Permanent crit chance, not really gonna help, is it? Net launcher at least gives me a slow, quick freeze is obviously better.
I do not teach violence.
Medium items or freeze skills. We're gonna go with freeze skills for sure. We don't really want to upgrade quick freeze. First time you slow freeze an item, that can be good with Clamra later. The rest of this requires me to find a burn item or freeze repeatedly. So I'm gonna take, oh wait, I have an illusory, at least goes off right now. So it is much better than I thought it was. It's not just planning for the future. Apparently I'm doing better than them and they've died more recently than I have, so their build's not coming together. I think that means I'm really well poised to win, but we might find out terrible things shortly. They are a port build that has a shitload of damage and a freeze potion, so I could just be dead here. I would be unsurprised to hear it. The seashells are doing their damnedest, I'm gonna be honest. Double seashell with the Waterwheel is preventing a lot of this damage. Unfortunately, his damage is literally infinite. That's the whole thing that Port does. Yeah.
Like a boulder.
Yeah.
I flow like the wind.
Got him up to 248. Was anything healing or is like, poison just so slow? I'm gonna take random enchantment location for like specifically freeze and heavy. Or disconnect. The disconnect enchantment's really powerful. Like I was saying, random enchantment. We got one that does literally nothing. Woo! We'll make it so that this can't be stopped because it's our primary source of poison, but like holy shit is that weak. We're really hoping to dig up Clamra specifically. Second illusory. The jellyfish is very weak. There's an argument second illusory is better. Battery's good. It can be relevant to a port build. Not going to toss it, but I think Jellyfish is actually rather weak, and I am going to put in the second Illusory for greater disruption, because we're not winning if we're playing a fear game. And weapons cannot help us, so I will take experience. Upgrade your leftmost item. That is going to be port. I don't know how I'm living long enough for this to save me, but we just have to assume that's happening, because otherwise we're not winning at all. We can buy Diamond Port off of Pole, and the rest of this is wholly irrelevant. I don't have weapon circ or weapon skills, so rather than trying to find a better... Stop giving me coves! I can't even pick it up properly. So here's the issue, right? I really want to dig up small aquatic items, and I really want the small ammo item. I don't want to sell those. I don't want to sell the battery or the harpoon gun. I genuinely think I just skipped the cove because it hurts my stash to pick it up, and I don't need 12 gold. Like, I want 12 gold. I feel like I need the harpoon gun. I hate this, but I'm skipping it. We cannot beat Void Golem. It is going to deal so much damage to us with Caltrops. Property Baron could crit us and kill us, and otherwise probably lives long enough to attack us twice and just kill us the hard way, so Master Alchemist it is, but at least he has good relevant drops for a port build. Specifically, rainbow potions. They're not incredible, but they're better than my current port build, which is non-existent. God, the pufferfish is just so slow at 7. And poison in general is just a slow mechanic, right? Having to wait the full second between ticks when everything is going off so rapidly in this game. Taking that long to kill Master Alchemist on day 10 does not bode well for this deck.
Waste of gunpowder.
Oh. Oh no. That does actually, wait up. These are both tools. Hold up. The battery reloads the harpoon now, and the harpoon reloads the battery. And that means the harpoon is going off very quickly. Of course, it kills my build. And if I'm using port, then it doesn't do anything. God damn it. It's so close to being hype. Reduce the cooldown on all aquatic items by 10%, huh? I'm pretty sure it just has to be that. And we cannot go medium items, even though it might be an upgrade to pufferfish. We have to go temporary health, because we simply are so slow that we need the health to have a better chance of winning. And as we're probably about to die, it's worth judging our current board. Battery disruption with the harpoon gun is hype. It can potentially allow me to beat a Vanessa that's reliant on small items like I am. But like, what am I putting it over? Am I cutting almost all of my haste? It feels like it would be this. Like the pufferfish is just triggering on these haste triggers and it's very minor, and I'm hoping that my opponent relies on small weapons. And that sounds terrible, but I genuinely don't think I can win with the build I had previously against most Vanessas. They're in the exact same spot as me, basically. They've lost slightly later, which does imply that my build could win against them, but it's not remotely certain. Every 4 seconds, minimum, we're going to destroy an item. However, the reality is, because of the haste on this, it's going to be a lot faster than that. I think that we're going to butcher their build with Waterwheel, Battery, Harpoon, and I'm really just sort of gambling they have a build that is butcherable by it.
Not to squabble with nobodies.
So let's see it. That is pure weapons. Oh god. We're just fucking dead. His entire build is just pure damage. So you're on death's door with 4 wins, huh? Did you find the build yesterday?
Each bounty gets us closer to victory.
That's really been the story of running Waterwheel for me, is that I have a strategy where hasting things is important. I see the Waterwheel and I take the Waterwheel, and it ends up costing me all of my money and creating a weak build that cannot go 10 wins. It looks like it should be good, but it just takes up so much board space. It needs Clamra so desperately. I didn't realize that when I sold the Clamra. I'd have held it if I did, but it's not like it would have affected anything in this game, for instance. Speaking of not affecting anything, sadly, the Harpoon battery decision was wholly inconsequential. Everything that I was talking about triggered after my opponent killed me, so it's a bit of a moot point. So what is my initial impression based on my first run? Well, Waterwheel continues to underwhelm me, even in the new meta. Arbalest is 100% a trap build because it actually just takes so long to fire. You're basically planning to kill at 16 seconds. And as you just saw, planning to kill at 6 seconds is a little bit sketchy sometimes. Taking that long to scale up Arbalest, unless you're doing like explicitly defensive items, everything else doesn't feel good enough. So I would need a more defensive board to make that work. I think Pufferfish is fine as a mid-game strategy. It's just hard to go 10 wins with it because it's so slow. Double core dually is still scary, even with light clockwork being removed. The pulse rifle upgrade is actually pretty big for that build. It just wasn't being seen in the previous meta, because why would you go for that when you could go for Armadillo and be strictly better? I think double core dually is one of the stronger things currently in the game. I don't know how damage Vanessa is doing. I think it's very powerful, but I don't know. And I was hoping to upload a 10-win run, but unfortunately I'm feeling a bit under the weather today and exhausted, and I think I'll upload my first run where I'm starting to try to learn the meta with the rest of you as a showcase of what people are playing in the first hours, as opposed to trying to grind out more games until I find something suitably interesting. Because while I don't like uploading losses, I also think it's important to upload them and not create the false pretense that I only win. Although this one might be the nail in the coffin for me playing Waterwheel decks. If I don't have Clamra on my board, I don't think I'm ever buying Waterwheel again. And even then, it's with the express intent of doing something that I know has to require certain pieces to be good enough, because just 3 items for a pile of haste does not do it. Because even if you're scaling a Pufferfish really well, it's only putting so much poison per second, only ticking once per second. Like, this cannot ever be more than 35 poison a second, right? So they take 35, then 70, then 105. We're 3 seconds in. The shotguns just hit me for 1,000. Yeah, I think I have finally gotten through my head how weak Waterwheel is, how big of an investment it is for a mid-game strategy, and that you should not be going that hard on a Pufferfish. It just feels bad, and it feels like I should be, because from the other side, I so often see Waterwheel Pufferfish roll me on day 6, but I don't see the part where they have to abandon Waterwheel or lose the run on day 9. Anyways, that's gonna be all for now. I've been Rather Coherent. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, even though it's more of a analyzing a new meta and exploring rather than an interesting, cool build. And I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for your time. If you did like the video, then please do like, comment, and subscribe. That stuff really does help the channel grow. And of course, a massive thank you to everyone supporting me, both as patrons on Patreon and channel members on YouTube. I'll see all of you in the next one.